on. It's all messages. It always starts by saying top messages. I don't know why it would presume to be top messages straight. Right, what I'll do, I guess, to start off with, I've written this song, and originally I wrote it, it was a bit miserable, and it's kind of about being miserable, and then my plan is to try and tweak some of the kinks out of it. So I found out I like this chord. Just a normal G. Or G shape, it's on the 3rd fret. There you go. So I don't like that much. A bit dry. There's a melancholy bird in the sky that watches me. It notes down every mistake. Notes down every mistake. I try to forget it as I go through my daily psycho stress. It knows that I'm gonna faint. It knows that I'm gonna faint. Then it sees me and I wanna wait until I can breathe. But that's how it works, you know that's why I keep trying. The bird will swoop down and near your flesh, it will tear you limb from limb. And your eyes ahead, don't try to look up into the sky. It won't get better lying there, you'll stare at the wall, hoping it does something at all. And you know that you're better than this miserable fool. This ain't what's another fight. Get out of your mind. Yeah, it's an original. This part isn't part of it. Come on. Something like that. So that's your first sort of verse and chorus. Also, the melody that goes over the bit later on, like bird will swoop down and need. It's kind of meant to be up here. Bird will swoop down and need your flesh, it will tear your limb from limb. Don't keep trying, why get up if you're only gonna fall? Bird is overhead, he's watching every move that I make. Why keep trying if it's pointless and I will never quit? That's the idea. Maybe have that with like a nylon string or something. I don't know. Just putting us, and then at the end of the song, I'm imagining it like quite big, loud, fucking wah wah guitar sort of thing, doing that little melody, maybe to close out solo at the end. Because I mean, it's A shape, G shape. It's not like there's too many sort of things there. So yeah, but yeah, the evening's going quite well. Just in response to the question from Mascara Debonair, asked how the evening was going. It's going quite well. I bought went out today and bought some bedding. What else? And bought a towel as well. So that was quite fun. Went all across M&S, TK Maxx, Primark, just going back and forth between those 3 shops, and all the other little shops. Just trying to find the right one. I eventually settled on a good one. It's got 300 thread, which I think is pretty decent. Hence the Brights G chord. Oh, this is going to be verse 2. High chance force, suit 3-3. There's a sense of malaise all over the windless grey landscape. And And I've got a bucket of pain. And I've got a bucket of pain. I force a rainbow to shine over me, and I absorb the light, past the colorful haze, and still make out the gray. That's when I realize that I would be here for eternity. I must escape somehow, it would not be easy. The bird is overhead, he's watching every move that I make. If I could take him by surprise, I think I could win. Not to tell something at all, not fucking up the chorus, cause I'm trying to talk a load of shite instead of playing the track right. Because then at this bit, it sort of does this, which I've got to try and figure out because I've tuned it down. This part is part of the song. Starting to forget parts for now, but so that's your kind of proggy bit. I might take all of that out. Acoustic context. Anyway, there's a time and a place to feel the endless melancholy, and that time is not now. That time is not now. I'm sure you'll figure it out someday. The answers will become clear. For now, just enjoy the retreat. For now, just enjoy the retreat. Hello, Mr. Magpie. Where's your lady wife? Why do you watch me all of the time? Something at all, and you know that you're better than this miserable fool who won't admit the truth. There's nothing wrong at all. Something like that. So that's some of the ideas, and I suppose in this stream we're just gonna sort of turn it into something more of a song, because I think, hang on, I've got it on SoundCloud somewhere. Don't think you're gonna be able to hear it properly. I might have deleted it. Oh, I've not deleted it. No, I feel a bit bad actually, because I called this song "Miserable Bastard" and I put a picture of some random woman, but you don't actually see her. You see the back of her head, and she's got a big hoodie on. But it's a snowy landscape, and the landscape looks a bit miserable. So I don't know if you can hear that. So I know it's a slower tempo. I want to bring the tempo up a wee bit. this is the bit. So I don't know if you can hear any of this. Yeah, that's kind of the part of it. I should point out, by the way, I know I haven't made any videos for about a week. That's gonna stop. I'm gonna start doing videos again because I don't know, just not as regularly, but I'm gonna start doing like one a week or something like that because I realised, I've got something good here, and it's stupid to just throw it away, because I'm a bit burnt out or whatever. Dissonant muted thing. I mean, what bit do you mean? Like that kind of thing. It actually came from me trying to learn the bass line to the River by King Gizzard, because it's sort of like. Something like that. Hello, Sin and Kari. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Something like that. I'm just pissing about with it now. So yeah, I realised, right, I tried to make every fucking it's also I think it's what I like about it is it's 3 different parts and all 3 parts are in different time signatures. I can't remember which way it is. I know the middle section is in 3/4, but I can't remember, and the first and third it's either 4/4 at the beginning or 4/4 at the end. It's one of those, but it's brilliant, sort of jammy sort of track. Like if you put it on in the background and like just sit with a guitar, even if you're like pretty amateur, as long as you know, say it's in, I can't remember what it's in. I think it's an F. If you know the key of F, then you can play along to it and just sort of. I mean, they managed to make like 30 seconds out of that. Something like that. So I'm looking at the lyrics here, right? These I wrote. When did I write these? I wrote them in about December, right? And December wasn't the best of months for me. I was a bit miserable the entire time. Hence the song being called "Miserable Bastard." Actually, did I make it? Yeah. Oh, 19th of November. Okay, fine. So I did it in late November, right? Generally not the greatest of times, right? So all the lyrics were kind of, the whole point of it was I didn't really understand what my mindset was. I just knew it was generally bad, right? So I decided to try and turn it into a metaphor, right? And the metaphor I ended up coming up with was I'm imagining you're in like, the like endless long plains, right? That's like in desert sort of places where they've got big cracks in the ground, like endless long cracks in the ground. Don't know how I would describe it. Endless long plains, something like that, maybe. No, it's just giving me stuff about Fightmon. I don't know what that is. It's a video game, I think. Yeah, okay. Here we are. So, all right. See, oh, fuck's sake. So you're pissing about in that, right? That's where you live. There's no tracks there, by the way. It's literally just that, right? Just that. That's all you got, right? Similar thing, right? They're all the same, right? Maybe not that one because it's got tall grass. I'm not picturing it. It doesn't matter how long the fucking grass is. That's kind of part of it, right? And then there's a bird, right, in the sky, right? I'm picturing like a vulture or something like that, just like circling you. And you're going through this endless set of plains, right, with no landmarks in sight, just flat everywhere, right? And you're walking along, right? And every time that you sort of act out in any sort of way, you're just sort of walking along like that, right? And obviously you're getting a bit tired. I've got a plum here, luckily, for reference, so, right. What about my plums? Oh. Okay, so what am I doing with the metaphor? But the point is, right? So you do anything acting out, right? He's probably starving or whatever, right? Anything that goes wrong, right? Say a vulture when they see someone starving, right? Bam, right? Start eating their flesh. Have any of you seen Fall from 2022? It's a film about two women who go up a radio tower. I don't know if you ever saw any of those videos on YouTube, like people climbing radio towers to repair the little light at the top of them. It's terrifying, right? And that film is basically all about that. But there's a point in it where her legs fucked, right? They're dying, right, on the top of this radio tower, right? And vultures, whenever they fall asleep, right, a vulture just starts eating their leg while they're sleeping. They have to wake up and go, fuck off, like that. So that's what I'm picturing, right? But instead of it being a radio tower, it's just in endless plains, right? This is, I think, probably the best one to describe it, but there's a load of fucking camels in it. Or elephants, sorry. So this, get rid of the trees, get rid of the elephants, right? That's what we're living in, okay? I would say. I certainly wouldn't want to live there. Houses, architecture, anything like that, right? And these types of songs might come from the experience of our genes trying to survive through the evolution. Yeah, I suppose so, because it's sort of... I've been thinking about death, as I said, as I've sort of said a couple of times. I said it in another live stream where I was trying to write a script about death, and people kept asking me, stop thinking about death, you're young and stuff, right? So this song is kind of, I guess, answering that question a wee bit, because just when you're a little bit miserable and stuff, right, I think you almost see it as like it's a duty to turn it from abstract into conceptual, right? Because, just take Roger Waters, right, in The Wall, for instance, right? He's probably a pretty miserable bastard writing that. It's a pretty miserable album, right? It obviously comes from some real places, his lack of satisfaction with touring and stuff like that. How which one's Pink and all of this, and it feels like Pink, the star, is becoming something that's not him, right? There's a lot of sort of themes of shutting yourself off, right? This song, Miserable Bastard, is kind of the opposite of that. It's someone who's already shut off, who's trying to get out of the wall, right? But they're stuck. I was about to say, but the walls of their own creation, but obviously that's the point in the fucking wall, isn't it? I kind of like the idea of that. Something like that. So everything that I've basically explained has been very abstract. It is quite Eastern, isn't it? I think because it's because the song is in technical. I'm going to call it A minor, even though it's not. It's A, B. I think it's in C minor, right? Doesn't matter. The point is, it's in minor, right? Which means that's the root note. But in that little section, that becomes the main focus point. So it's almost like that shifting of modes. Yeah, kind of like that. I enjoy all that sort of stuff. Okay, so I want to make these lyrics work. So I've broken them up into verse, chorus, verse, right? And in each verse, it sort of tries to continue the story. So in the first verse, it's setting the scene, right, that I've explained. Everything that I explained, all the random fucking talk, right? It's definitely in 4/4. I think everything that I did for the song is in 4/4. I've got I think everything in this song is 4/4 at the moment, but it might change. So verse 1 is basically everything I explained, where you're a little bit miserable, you're walking around, and you've got this sort of thing floating atop of you that sort of reaches down and attacks you anytime you step out of line, essentially, right? And the chorus is basically saying, come on, you're better than this sort of weeping fucking misery guts, right? That's just, and the more that you make yourself miserable, right, the more miserable you become, right, the more that you start to see the world through a cynical sort of lens, which means that it's the same sort of continual cycle, right? Bye, Red Wing, and bye, Red Wing. Hope you're doing well. So the chorus is basically saying, like, exposing this sort of cycle, right, of I'm miserable, right, so I'm going to look at the world through a miserable lens, which means I'm going to be made miserable by that, etc., etc., etc. So you got to break that cycle, right? So verse 2 is kind of going more in depth into that. Like he says, there's a sense of malaise all over the endless grey landscape, and I've got a bucket of paint. I force a rainbow to shine over me, and I absorb the light, but past the colourful haze, I still can't make out the grey, right? So he's trying everything, right? I mean, you could certainly presume, like, I force a rainbow to shine over me and all that sort of shit. You could say that's drugs, right? That's a wrong way of going about it. You could also just take it as a basic abstract metaphor of niceness, like going on a nice walk, in the rain. I like walking in the rain, have a fag, but even then, smoking's bad for you. So see, right. And this is where I think it should change a little bit, because I think I've introduced the resolution a little bit too soon, because the resolution now comes in verse 2. And that's when I realised that I would be here for eternity. Unless I could escape somehow, it would not be easy. The bird's overhead and he's watching every move that I make. If I take him by surprise, I think I could win. That bit, I think I'd like to change. If I could take him by surprise, I think I could win. Unless I change verse 3 to be more of an action plan. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to just put action plan for taking on the bird is the word, right? Just there. And I kind of want to sort of fix the chorus a little bit, because I don't really like the end of it, like aimless and undefined, and to get out of your mind. So we got to think of good words. So I actually quite like who won't admit the truth that there's nothing wrong at all. Yeah. Who won't admit the truth, there's nothing wrong at all. Ooh, not great, is it? Yeah, could be better. Something like that. Oh no, I'm terrible at singing in key. It's about the choice between viewing the world in a positive and negative way. Kinda, yeah. That's I suppose the story arc of it. And what I was trying, when I'm writing it originally, I was trying to just get across how I felt in that moment. But it all kind of, you ever get that thing, right, where you sit down at a laptop to type out, I don't know, like something that represents who you are, Doesn't have to be a song, doesn't have to be a book, right? Just like a paragraph of venting, right? Imagine like you post like the equivalent of a Reddit post or some shit, right? Where you just like trauma dumping on some random like off my chest fucking subreddit, right? Imagine you're just trying to sit and do that, right? There's no creativity really necessary of any of that. It's just the action of writing, right? And you still can't translate your abstract emotional state into reality, right? Into something tangible, right? Because, you know, obviously I think my life is really, really, really fucking complicated, right? But, you know, it's no more complicated or no more simple than anyone else's life out there, right? We all go through bullshit, you know? I mean, when I got my new SIM card, I had to go to fucking O2 like 5 different times, right? I had to call customer service twice, right? And it's all because I was originally going to switch to giffgaff, right? And so my iPad number was with giffgaff, right? And it just, I had to keep going back and forth between giffgaff and O2 for like fucking a month. And I had to pay for a month of O2. Well, I didn't get anything. So it was annoying, right? And when it was happening, I was just sort of thinking, oh, Christ, how come nothing of the... Is life all just a puzzle to solve? I like that. Because I would probably say yes, but, like, I think other people would say no, you know? Well, I like it more like that. I think this sounds better. Learn to decide whether or not to get involved. Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. So I'm just trying to think in terms of how... Because I think the chorus should just be one thing again and again. Mine feels more like a game of Jenga and it's only getting harder. See, I know what you mean. And all of these metaphors are fantastic, right? Because I'm noticing all of you are giving slightly different metaphors to describe your life, right? And they all reflect maybe a slightly different sort of sense of cynicism versus optimism. Like, for instance, seeing your life as a game of Jenga is only getting harder, obviously, because, you know, you get less pieces to take out. So say your life is like a game of Jenga, right? I haven't got anything to do with Jenga with, but... Right, that's our game of Jenga, right? Well, first off, I can take this off, right? This is a big life commitment, right? I'm really taking a gamble on this. Oh Christ, you know. Oh, I'm taking that new job. I'm leaving my last job. I'm changing careers. Oh Christ, how do I get it around that? That's you know, my sense of self-loathing right there. It's not letting me progress in life. You know, I'm stuck in the same sort of thing endlessly. What am I going to do? Ah, Christ. I can... What you want to do? Can I do it? I hope I can do it for the sake of the metaphor. That'd be cool. Yeah. That's kind of what you want to do, right? But that's kind of my thinking, right? So each action you do is like a big sort of thing in life, you know? Everything you do is a action of some sort of instance, right? Say you go see a mate, right? There's lots of actions involved there, right? First off, let's put you in as few positions where you make the decision as possible, right? So your mate texts you, he says, meet me at 6 p.m. at this place, right? On Wednesday, right? So first off, right, it gets to, I don't know, 4:50 p.m., right? You're like, okay. This is you getting, you know, I don't know, all your shit together, right? You know, you need to maybe drop off back home, get your wallet or something like that, right? Then you have to decide, you know, are you going to get a car? Are you going to drive there? Don't really want to, because he wants to meet at the pub. So, you know, there's going to be drinking involved, and I don't really want to have to, you know, get a taxi back and then, or, you know, mess around and get in my car the next day. I don't know if that's how you do it in America, by the way. If you when you go to, because you all drive to the pub, right? I presume you don't drive back again, right? Or what you do is you get an Uber both ways. Like, I imagine you don't just wake up and you're like, oh fuck, my car's at the pub, right? I don't know if that's a common experience, right? Maybe it is. I'm not sure. But the point is, that's a decision you made, right? You figured that out, right? So you're getting there, right? You get to the pub, right? Bam, right? Now you sort of need to make decisions about, well, what are you going to talk about, right? Everything that you bring up is a decision, right? That film that you saw recently that was quite good that you think they might like, decision to bring it up. Oh, have you seen The Man from Otto? Man called Otto, right? I've watched that recently. That was a good film, actually. It's Tom Hanks. It's a remake of a Norwegian film called A Man Called Ave. Basically, it's about a man who wants to kill himself, but the thing is that he doesn't. Every time, like he's getting close, like putting his head through the noose or whatever, he just sort of sees something out there, and goes, "Oh fuck!" You know, it's like a guy in a BMW or something coming on, blasting loud music. Everything's getting in the way. You know, he's the type of person that, like, if he tries to shoot himself and he spends like a whole day just putting like newspaper all over the walls to make sure the blood doesn't get on anything. Right? That's kind of what it's about. But anyway, the point is, right? It's a good film, actually. But the point is that that's all stuff that you've brought up, right? And it's all decisions that you've made, right? And everything that I've just said there. Well, I know my mate's having like problems with depression, and you know he's hinted at the idea that he might have suicidal thoughts. Maybe I shouldn't recommend this to him. Well, but maybe it's the kind of film that someone who's suicidal should see. Oh, I don't know. I'm not suicidal. What do I do? That's a decision. Do you recommend the film? Do you bring up the film, or do you leave it? That's a decision, right? On the Jenga thing. Say it goes horribly, horribly fucking wrong, right? The worst case scenario, right? He watches, I don't know. Well, the worst case scenario is he kills himself. Everything's gone, right? But let's just be a bit more reasonable, right? And let's just say you're bringing up the film, and the guy's sort of looking at like, great, cheers. I really appreciate that. You know, he's just a little bit sort of offended by it, you know. That would be interesting. That would be, you know, a consequence of the decision, but you know, it's a decision all the same. So the point is, in terms of seeing life like Jenga, right? I like that analogy, right? Because it works on many different levels. From earlier doing the whole new career, right? You can do a whole new career. That's a decision in life, and that's a Jenga block that you take out, and it works on a small scale in terms of the bringing up the film. You know, so it works on multiple levels. So you're supposed to have a designated driver. So question, what do you do? Like, I don't tend to go to the pub with someone. I tend to meet someone at the pub. Is it like, I've got a mate, right? And he always wants to meet up at the pub, right? And he knows a million people, right? He knows so many people, right? And every time I meet him, right, he's one of them, like, when he goes to the bar, he takes like half an hour because he's meeting people along the way. He's like, oh, fuck, I remember you. Oh, I remember you. Oh, how you doing? Right? So I've gotten to the point now when I go to meet him, I just take a laptop, right? But the point is, right, I meet him there, right? Would I have to say to him, can you come pick me up or something? But he wouldn't. He drinks like a fucking fish. So I don't know, you know? It's interesting to me, this whole sort of, I mean, to be fair, whenever I've spoken to an American, I asked a couple of Americans this question, and they just said, you just drink, drive. That's just what you do, isn't it? I'd say I live from structure as well, but I wait and need flow to be able to lay down the structures I want. It can't be forced. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I think, honestly, people would drive drunk. I would sleep it off in my car. To be fair, like, you probably still fail is it a DUI? No, DUI is what you get for drinking under the influence in America, isn't it? You'd still get breathalyzer. You still fail a breathalyzer if you slept off in the car. Apparently, even you'd fail it if you got drunk the night before and then you went to work in the morning. So DUI. Aye. Well, that said, it's probably harder to get into a serious car crash in America because the roads are so much bigger. Although that said, you're probably driving faster. And I suppose those two things cancel each other out. Anyway, I'm surprised that there's not more road deaths, to be honest. When I'm taking my lessons, right, some of the knobheads on the fucking road, right, including me, right? So many knobheads on the road that don't know what they're doing, don't know how to drive. Including me, I don't know how to drive. Hence why I don't have a license. I'm taking lessons, right? No one knows how to drive. It's insane. And yet, like, there's no I've never, like, you don't see crashes all over the place. You don't see people running over pedestrians all over the place. It's mental. It depends on how much you've drunk, I suppose. I just heard it. I don't know if I don't know if I'm saying anything of any worth with that, like, don't drink in the morning thing. I've just heard it. Apparently you shouldn't. I would be terrified when they pull those field sobriety tests on my dyspraxic ass.
I remember dyspraxia. I can't remember what it is. Is it like a low form of bipolar? No, it's not. Sorry. It's it's sort of like dyslexia, but for the limbs. Ish. I think beer is weaker here than in the UK. Yeah, that's point. Yeah, we do about 5%. I think American beer is more like 3%. Well, they're probably cheaper in America. I can't drive. Well, technically, like literally, I can. Right, I can get in a car. I could get, like, if it weren't for the licensing infrastructure, I could get in a car right now and drive to the I don't know, the John O'Groats, right? It's the top of Scotland, right, from London. Right? I could do that, right? But logistically, legally, I cannot, because I've not passed my practical test yet. I've booked my practical test. That's happening in May. So it's also part of why I've sort of said that I'm not going to be doing as many videos, because I want to focus on getting that fucking test done. Because like with my theory test, like doing my driving lessons was like 5th down on my priority list, right? I've got to bring that right up, because I can't just rebook it again and again and again. I have at max about 4 chances to take my practical test before I have to take the theory test again, and that's a whole load of fucking bother, right? So yeah, that's part of why I've wanted to reduce the scope of the videos, so I can actually focus on that, and just more stable income and stuff like that. So I had the idea of making. I'm on a slightly different topic now. I will come back to the previous thing, but the point is that I've decided I'm going to be making slightly more in-depth videos. I'd like to do one covering this, actually, not like this literal live stream, but the things that we were talking about just earlier about the Jenga blocks and so on. The idea would be, I did a video about 8 months, I don't know, about 8-9 months ago called "What to Do If You Don't Feel Like a Real Person," and put "real person" in quotes. I got it from watching Peep Show. Peep Show is one of my favourite shows. I've been watching it again recently, and Jeremy, the character, I've seen him say it in like 3 different episodes that he says, "I'm not a real person," right? There's one that he says, he's saying to Elena, a woman he's trying to, shag. He says, "I know I might seem like a real person, but truth be told, I'm not." He says it like that, and that resonated with me, because like sometimes I don't feel like a real person, right? And the idea would be, I want to make a video about that feeling, right? This whole feeling of an abstract badness, impending doom, melancholia that's sort of chronic, endless rumination that's not, constructive or progressive. It's just, taking the same sort of things again and again and re-contemplating them for no real reason. I want to make something out of that and use a few different things. So, like, for instance, I bought this recently. It's a gimbal, right? And I had the idea, I don't know if it's going to work, right? But take the little digicam, right, and put it on the gimbal. How fucking sick would that be? And you just walk along, right? Because there's I watched a video of the first the guy who invented the Steadicam. He videos a woman running down some stairs, right? Ooh, that's a bit precarious there. For something that's about 200 quid. So, it depends on the state. What depends on the state? Is that the beer depends on the state, or the DUIs depend on the state? I mean, imagine. Is it more extreme than, say, the difference in laws between England and Scotland? Because, like, in Scotland, there's different institutions, right? If you want to get a McDonald's, right, to take away, you've got to pay 10 pence up there. You don't have to pay 10 pence in England. But at the same time, you get free dental care or free opticians or something like that. So, it's slightly different. Everything's a wee bit different. I'm guessing it's like that, but like times 50. Because every state works a little bit differently. To me, it's mental, Seaman Kari says, life has those things where you would need to do something, but some other thing that you can't control blocks it. Well, it might be small and meaningless on its own. Yeah, no, exactly. Here's a good example, right? Recently, when I went to get all the bedding and stuff like that, right? When I left the house, right, I had 2 giant Waitrose bags, right, full of crap, right. So there's a wee reveal, right. You know, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos where I play guitar. There's usually a desk there. It's just a wall now, right. So if you ever see a video, right, from this sort of angle again, right, it's not gonna be that exact angle, but there's no, it's massive, it's fucking huge, yeah. Desk was fucking pointless. Oh, but you can get kratom in my state, but you can't get it in Alabama or Florida. Okay. But I presume there's not borders or anything like that, so you can take kratom to Florida. Like, say you had a mate in Florida, right? And he's like, "Can you bring some beers?" Right? I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll get some kratom along the way before I, cross the border." But obviously, there's not like a hard border or anything like that. But say if I was in Alabama or Florida and I was drinking kratom and a policeman came up to me, maybe he'd give me a bit of shit. He's sort of saying, why have you got that kratom? That's illegal here. Right? It's like, bought it in Alabama. Or you'd say Alabama, not Alabama. I definitely shouldn't say Alabama, and they wouldn't like that, I imagine. I imagine it's probably not all that, policeman's probably got better things to do. Well, that said, police videos I've seen seem to be pissing about most of the time. Oh, it's just illegal to sell. You can get CBD stuff. Oh, you're talking to, yeah. I was going to say in England you can get a load of CBD stuff. It is illegal, but like, I've smoked in front of fucking policemen. They don't give a shit, no one in my life, right, of all the stoners I've known, right, and I've got the hair to show that I know stoners, right, no one has ever said I've been arrested or I've had my weed taken off me. Nothing like that, right, ever. Which I find pretty mental, right? I'm trying to think. I've had 2 people I've known that got an £80 fine for littering a fag butt, which I think is a bit harsh. But I was going to say, but at least they learned the lesson, but they haven't, because they still do it. So it's pointless. We can't get CBD anymore. They banned it just last year. They're talking about nationwide. I thought the trend was they were legalizing it. I guess not. Trump thing's sort of getting in the way of that. I don't really want to get into that because I don't know anything about it. How's it going, Josh? Your videos and perspective on life have helped give me some clarity that I've needed over the last year. Thank you for the great content. Oh, thank you very much, DigiLizard. They are legalizing weed, but CBD's like the much healthier one. I've been taking CBD tablets lately to sort of help me go to sleep, stuff like that. CBD is the responsible, like, when people say like, oh, I need medicinal marijuana, right? It's the CBD that's generally the good stuff, right? The THC is the stuff that makes you all stoned and like, spaced out and like, Pink Floyd sounds better and all that. CBD is where the actual, benefits are. THC is just fun. I'm sure that maybe there's a couple benefits. I don't know. Right? I'm not a fucking doctor, right? Do I look like a doctor? A weed doctor, right? Yeah, but it's mental. That they're trying to ban CBD, but they're legalizing THC. That's like banning water, but like enforcing Gatorade on everyone. All right. I had some taken off me at download. Security snuck up like a linger and asked if I was skinning up. Sounded like a mate. Said, yeah. Oh, no. I went to see Roger Waters about 9 years ago. I had a similar-ish story. We all went in with a bit of weed, right? And we did like short straws, and whoever drew the short straw had to put it in a shoe, right? And as we're going in, right, I remember my mate turning to me and he pointed at all, like a list of all the things, because we'd been smoking beforehand, obviously, and getting a wee bit paranoid and stuff. Pointed at a load of stuff, load of signs that say you can't bring like knives in, you can't bring bombs in. He points at a little weed symbol. He's like, or like a drug symbol, like a needle or something, and he just goes, Josh, I can't come in. I can't come in, bro. And I'm like, don't worry about it. Look, I'm right here, right? But it worked best because you have the biggest shoes, right? They're not going to bother making you take those off, right? I've got slip-ons, right? So, it doesn't get caught or anything like that, right? But there were fucking security guards coming up and down. But the problem is that it's so tight that even if the security guards are like 2 people away from you, they're never going to be able to reach you. I know they barge past, but they can only barge past in sort of certain zones. They can't really do 90-degree angles. They can do sort of like little curves in that sort of way. This is a good song, actually, This Is America. I don't like Childish Gambino that much, but This Is America and what's the album he did that all sounds like Great Gig in the Sky? I like that one as well. But it's bullshit. Is Download an American one or is that a British one? I can't remember. Download Festival. Donington Park. That doesn't help me. UK. Where the fuck's Donington Park? And don't tell me it's in Donington. Okay, it's in Leicestershire. Okay. Yeah, in a crowd, it's pretty easy. Just keep moving. Donington. I've never been to Download, so I presume maybe it's not like as packed in. Maybe it's more like spread out. So yeah, these are all perfect experiences, by the way, to help with a song actually, because these are all real world things. The truth. Do you have vinyl records? I do have some vinyl records, and I'm even going to bring them out because I haven't got many, right? But this is my vinyl collection. This is the whole thing. So we'll go through them, right? So this one. I bought this in. You probably can't see because of the thing. It's a noise sort of album that I bought from a record shop in Belper, which it was basically just like the upstairs of someone's house. I spent 20 quid on it, and I really shouldn't have. So I spent 15 quid on it. I should have looked at the back and taken that as a warning because it's two side-long tracks, and there's no drums in the personnel. Which, it was very experimental. Too experimental for me. It's like, I don't know if any you know Boris, the band, the Japanese band. It was kind of like some of their much more dirgy sort of stuff, which I don't like all that. I like their sort of softer stuff, which that said it's not that soft. Eric Satie, right? One of the founders of fucking ambient music. One of them has Ginopodes on it. Yeah, this one's got Ginopodes. It's got Gnossis on it as well. Fantastic piano, calming shit. Got from the same shop in Belper. Tubular Bells, £1. Boris are fucking good actually. Boris are. Do you know what Boris are? If you know King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, right? Imagine them and their sort of style, but Japanese. And imagine if like Petrogigonic Apocalypse was like the softest album they did. Imagine it's mental. They're incredibly heavy, and they have a lot of like drone, a lot of noise sort of stuff. They've also got some like thrash metal stuff, some shoegazy things, some kind of weird, sad sort of sounding songs, like acoustic things. They're fantastic, and they're really quite prolific as well. I got both of these. ABBA the album, which I got because it's got Eagles on it, which is my favourite ABBA song. And then I got this makes me look like more of a classical music guy than I actually am. But Forever 16 CDs classics: Bach, Beethoven, Dvorak, Handel, Mendelssohn. I can't remember how you say half these fucking names. Ravel, Brahms. That's what I wanted, right? Because Brahms, if I just get it up, it has Violin Concerto in D major, Op 77. That one, the third movement of that it's fucking good. It's one of the best pieces of classical music. This Minor Victories. I will come to a question, High Tide, by the way. Yeah, I will come to a question right after. There's only a couple more vinyl records left, because I do have an answer to that. Minor Victories. This is a shoegaze sort of indie supergroup that only made this one album, and I like the music videos because the music videos are literally just, what's one of them? I'm showing off my vinyl collection, my massive vinyl collection, and CD collection. So yeah, we're on Vienna now. Minor Victories, shoegazy sort of supergroup. They're fucking good. You gotta be in the mood to listen to them. But why I like the music videos is that they're literally just one shot someone listening to the song. So one of them is an old man sat having a fag and he's listening to the song on the radio, right? And he's having a beer, right? And he's just like, he taps the ash out the door, right? And that's it. That's all there is to it. It's fantastic. And then there's another one which is just a girl on a train and she's got headphones on and she's listening to the song, right? And it's just one shot. And I think that's a really nice way of doing music videos. I want to do something like that and rip them off. So yeah, Minor Victories, £8 or €8, sorry. It was good, that. And then Nectar, who Lydia got me onto, psychedelic German fucking band. This one, I haven't actually listened to this album because I don't have a record player. I've not listened to this one. I like, I can't remember any of their songs. Yeah, none of the songs I particularly like are on this album, but it is a good album all the same, probably. I haven't actually listened to it. But I like Nectar all the same. And it's from their glory days, so it's going to be good. Obscured by Clouds, €5. I was pretty happy with that. It's not my favourite Pink Floyd record. I've actually listened to it again recently, and I've decided I don't actually like it all that much. Some of the experiments on it don't really work. But that said, it is Obscured by Clouds by Pink Floyd, which I consider sort of 1969 to 1968 to sort of 1972 to be my favourite era of Pink Floyd. So that works a treat. Eloy, Floating. Is this the one I'm thinking of? No, it's not. No, but Floating is quite good all the same. I think it's from 1975. It's another German fucking. It's like Nectar but more proggy, right? It's like Nectar but a bit more proggy. It's it's sort of like Pink Floyd infused with. No, not Pink Floyd. It's sort of like Camel infused with. I don't want to say Genesis because I don't like Genesis. It's also not that at all. Ocean is also by Eloy. Childhood End. Yeah, it's fucking. That's a good one. That's one of the ones I like the most. And also, What's the Deal? I like that one too. So yeah, Eloy, Ocean. This one is, I believe it starts off with, I don't have a track list, but I'm sure side one is like one long song. And what is really weird about it, right, is Ocean, the side A, right, it goes from being like amazing to fucking awful, like straight back to being amazing, straight back to being fucking awful. It's so weird, right? It can't remain consistent, but when it is banging, it's fucking banging, right? No section ever outstays its welcome, right? It's just that some sections are really good and some sections are fucking shite, right? And that's why I kind of enjoy it, because is basically just a fucking bipolar album, right? That doesn't know if it's good or bad, right? It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in vinyl form. Yeah, did that one. Tangerine Dream. It's good. It's not really something you can listen to in a vinyl context, really, because I tend to listen to Tangerine Dream when, going to sleep or something like that. But all the same, I thought, great band. Klaus Schultz, one of my favourites, right? Speaking of him, is his moniker, Richard Wanfred. I'm realising now that like 90% of my fucking collection is German, right? Yeah, that's it's how many is it? I think I've got about 10. I've also got a copy of Polygon Wonderland somewhere. I don't know where it's gone. I had 2 copies actually, and I gave Lydia one, and I don't know where my other one's gone. So yeah, how many have I actually got? 1, 2. Oh, it'd be more satisfying if I do it this way, wouldn't it? 1, 2. It's not really that satisfying, is it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I've got 13 records. Hardcore music. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna the High Tide thing now. I just want to make sure that it's not a funk band that I really like, because if that's the case, that's fucking mental. They're asking me for advice. Because High Tide, I've discovered them recently. Oh, they're not. It's not called High Tide. What the fuck was it? It was like this sort of. It's a Scottish band from Edinburgh or somewhere like that. I don't know. Strange. Anyway, High Tide. He's asking about getting songs finished, and that's something that I've actually been struggling with at the moment. I didn't used to have this problem. I used to be a lot more comfortable producing sort of whatever and just getting it out the door, right? And for some reason, my expectations of myself have gotten really high. Possibly because I've got a big audience now. I've got an audience now, and that's given me more I feel like there's more expectation, even if there isn't, because I have released music during this time of being like a YouTuber, and people have said it's fantastic, even when I thought it's shite. So, because you make a song and you enjoy it in the moment, and then you put it out and you realise it's kind of shite down the line. Like Roger Waters, he hates Atom Heart Mother. I like Atom Heart Mother. It's a great album. It's a great track as well. I don't know what his problem with it is. David Gilmour hates Final Cut, although admittedly that's more due to logistics and production issues and stuff, and the fact he doesn't really get on with Roger Waters. It's still a great album, right? And he does a good vocal performance on Not Now John. Anyway, point is, I would say just any demo that you get, right? Just try and get it to. Oh. Look. Oh no, it's loads of space, isn't it? I'm live streaming at the moment.
You didn't find those bits of guitar while you were getting the rooms?
No, I can't find them anywhere. I don't know where they've gone.
They're still back in here somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Finishing a song. Yeah. So how do you finish a song? All you need, right? Think of any song that you like, right? Most of the songs I like are drums, guitar, bass, right, and vocals, right? So that's 4 tracks, right? So here's your first bit. And loop pedal actually is better, your equivalent of what I was about to say, which is record that, and then just keep hearing it. Right? So, I mean, I can just get it up now. Here we are. So that's the equivalent of using the looper pedal, right? So you just sort of mess around over it, right? And what I would honestly say is, what I used to do, right, is I used to have a Zoom H4n handy recorder, and there's a multi-track mode on it, right? And so what I would do is, in the very beginning, I didn't even have a microphone at the time. I would literally use the inputs on the H4n. So I would prop the H4n up, like, say, on a plum or something, just so that it's not, facing down. So it's facing the guitar in general, right? And I'd record it, right? And obviously it's in the headphones and all. So you do that, right? And then I would do the bass, right? And then I would do keyboards or something like that, right? There's actually a step I left out, actually, which is I would go into, at the time, it used to be this fucking ball ache, actually, but what I used to do is I used to go into Adobe Audition, right? And what I did is I took samples of drums, right, and then just combined them together manually, right, in Adobe Audition, which is not designed for that in any way. Also, I didn't even do it to a metronome or anything like that. I didn't realize that I could change the timeline duration to be set in, beats and bars rather than just seconds. So it was all just done in seconds based on what sounded right. And then I would import it onto the Zoom H4n, and I would listen to it and sort of jam. So the point is, as long as you can get yourself to a point where you've got 4 things laid on top of each other, it's in a state where it's ready to be mixed, it's ready to be experimented with, it's ready, and it's just doing that again and again until you get yourself to a point where you listen to it back and you're like, oh, this is fucking good, you want to be able to get to the point where you can listen to it on the bus and get some sort of vibe out of it, if you like making sad shit, you want to be able to listen to it on a rainy day on a bus, right, and you're looking out the window going, obviously not literally like that, you're probably more like, fucking hell, this is really representative of how I'm feeling right now, you're kind of like that. Honestly, I'm not the right person to ask about finishing music anymore. I used to be, but I didn't release a single album in 2025, and I haven't made vast amounts of progress on my new album. And I've got a load of demos, but I haven't finished any of them. So I'm in the exact same position, because now I've got such high expectations of myself that I can make these I've got like 5 different prog suites, right, that are all like 15 minutes each, right? And they're just sitting on my computer, right, or on a SoundCloud thing, because I'm not happy with them yet. I keep going back to the lyrics and going, oh, I don't like it, I don't like this, I don't like that, And I listen back to old stuff, right, and I listen to it with 2 mindsets, right. One is, fucking hell, this is good, or fucking hell, what was I thinking? And it can be the same song that I'm listening to twice. So what I would say to High Tide is, get your first 100 songs done. Get your first 100, because they say your first 100 songs give me shit. and they're right, because my first 100 songs are shit. Get your first 100 done, right? It's not like you're guaranteed for 101 is going to be good, but just carry on doing it, right? The more songs you make, the more chance, the more every song you make, right? Imagine this. Imagine you've got a percentage of making a good song, right? You're writing a song. What's the percentage of writing a good song, right? Ideally, you'd like it to be 100%, right? Well, when you start, it's 0%, right? You make one song, it goes to, say, 0.01%, right? And then again, you make 100 songs, it gets up to like 0.5%, right? And then, I don't know, you keep going at it. You start to figure out your groove. You start to figure out your niche. You start to figure out what's you, and you start tapping into that and experimenting within your own boundaries. And suddenly the percentages start to go up to about 10, 15%, And when it gets to around that point, that's when you're in your absolute golden stage, and it's fantastic, So what I would say is just try and keep going, even if this latest thing you think you've made sounds a bit shit, doesn't sound, say the latest thing you made doesn't sound as good as the last thing you made. Well, tell you what, that means that you've made something that's better than this, right? So you are a good artist if you're able to make that previous thing. Even if that previous thing isn't all that good, right? It's better than the stuff you made before or since, right? So you're still pretty good because you've made that. I used to record on the PlayStation Eye. I do similar, one take, use headphones, play over it, sync it up with taps at the start. But anyway, ooh, that's very lo-fi. I like that. That's very lo-fi. Also, would it come with an inbuilt music video of you playing it? It's a good idea. It's a good thing. That. Is that the maze that I... Yeah. It does sound like a pain recording on a PlayStation Eye. That's like Xbox Connect, isn't it? No, but for the PS2, right? For the PS2, because I had Sega All-Stars fucking I game on PS2. I've actually forgotten about that. God, that game was annoying. Remember, is it Billy the Egg or Billy with the giant chicken egg? He had a game where he had to roll his chicken around. That was quite hard. What was another one? I think there were about 12 minigames. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and rebuild this verse 3 based off of everything that we... I didn't used to do scripts. I'm planning on starting to do, not full scripts, not, Cis science in sport, hydro with added B vitamins, trusted quality since 1992. I'm not going to go that far, but I'm going to start writing a lot more notes, and I'm going to try and start shooting a couple different setups, right? Because I think that could be quite fun. I think that would be quite a fun way of doing things. So, I want to take an action plan. Of course, you can ask me something. If you don't want to ask me here in public, you can email me at officialmorrisonfilms@gmail.com. Or you can ask here. It's fine either way. And I use Premiere to edit. And in the future, I want to start doing more edits. Proper edits. Like I used to occasionally chuck a montage in something that I'd put in, but even then, I would literally just go in the folder, just take everything, and just dump it in there with very little care. If I can pay you $60, sure. If you want to, if you do want to, if you're using an iPhone, don't do it via this YouTube thing. Use PayPal or something. Because someone donated me. Okay, it's getting a bit strange now. With a pair of boots, laces, or sneakers. I mean, you grasp my interest, so continue. Because it sounds a little bit strange at the moment, you see. So I've been watching a lot of John Shuttleworth lately, and he kind of talks a little bit like that, you see. Yes, I do somewhere. What is it you want me to do with them? This is like a drama unfolding, isn't it? I do have a pair of boots with laces. Trying to. It is quite interesting, this. So we'll do a musical interlude. If I can pay you $60, can you wear them untied? This is some fucking sexual thing, isn't it? I don't know. Why do you want me to do this? Because that's the only thing I can think of is like foot fetish sort of stuff. You can go down to 50 if you explain to me what the hell's going on here. I know what I have to do. I'm more interested in the why. The why part is why I'm really curious as to this. It's like if I went to a job interview, right, and they just said, right, we're going to pay you £15,000 a year. You start Monday. And I'd be like, hang on, what do I do here? What's the job? You start Monday. You just got to come in Monday. You get £15,000 a year. That way. I mean, I'll tell you what, you give me a fun story to tell people. Tell you what, this is a good opportunity for a Q&A, isn't it? I can do Q&As on this. Somehow. It only comes up sometimes. Plus. There we are. Fuck off. No, I'm not doing your fucking boot thing. You've had so many chances now to explain it. It's just become a fetish thing, so fuck off. You didn't explain to me why you want this. To be fair, I mean, got about 3 million views. Someone's probably. What is your guitar practice routine? Genuinely, I don't have one. Playing songs usually. So you're just admitting that it is a fetish thing. Like, you're not helping your case here. So yeah, literally, I don't really have a practice routine of any kind. You know, I watched a little YouTube short thing, and it was basically someone saying, some proper like prog metal like sort of guy, and he literally showed, you know, he gets up at 6 a.m. every day, and he might be lying, but he gets up at 6 a.m. every day, and he does like like that, right? He sort of does it like that, and I'm rid of him. It's pissing me off now. Put user in timeout. There we are. He's gone. My practice routine consists of occasionally researching something. So, like, I'll try and figure out. Like, I think around the time I started the channel, I discovered that. So now it sounds like G is the. But you know, come down. Now the G sounds different, right? So I like doing little bits of what is this? Daryl Matthews, and now it's Patricio Gringo Loco. I'm so confused. Right. That was just accidental. That sounded fucking sick. But I'll tell you what, actually, last time I saw Benja is a fantastic fucking guitarist. Every time he comes over, he picks up a guitar, he immediately tunes it down to drop D. Like if he's touched a guitar, it's become drop D. I don't even know how he does it. It's just literally just like one thing, just like. I can't do it. Now I've fucked my guitar up. But anyway, the point is that he taught me doing those little harmonic things. He's basically said, you sort of hold your fingers just up. I get that, but I'm not really, I've got a bit of a tin here, you see. Sounds about right, doesn't it? Oh, have a good one. I don't know. B5U. Hope you have a good rest of the night or day, because you're in America. I'm hitting a bit fucking hard there. Don't know why I'm doing that. Yeah. Take Riviera Paris. What? Take Riviera Paradise Federal. I don't even know what this is. Riviera Paradise. Oh, by Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's what SRV means. I'm not gonna. I might as well play it. Doesn't really matter, does it? It's not like it's gonna make any money. If I put some boots on with untied fucking laces, I can make £60. You know. I have to make up for that in the ad revenue. Fucking hell. Dadgad is good. My mate Toby, he showed me Open G. That was a good one. I liked Open G. I've not really used it since, because it's one of those where you have to really tune up every string, so it's kind of a dedication. But yeah, it's good. I've got fucking. Oh, it's just doing adverts at me, so I'm not gonna bother. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm just thinking about the verse 3, because bridge, we'll just make that bridge. So from everything we've said about rolling it all the way back to the, I like the 12 string a lot. I've used the 12 string. I like using the 12 string more for like that kind of thing. I think it sounds really good when you sort of I don't think it, and obviously single strings, like single strums, it sounds good on that. I don't think it does the, it sort of takes up too much space. So it's either you use the 12 string entirely and base it around that, or you incorporate it in enough. Because when you play it like this, say that was a 12 string, it sounds a lot more medieval, and I kind of like that sound. Yeah, I was meant to help a guy in the email band make a medieval song, and I can't remember why I didn't do it. I think I kept trying, and I didn't really have anything to add other than just like sitting there just doing this. That was it. But he wanted like a proper, like I think like a little solo passage or something. I can't remember. This is ages ago. I should try and get the email band back up and running though. Maybe that's one way of finishing your songs is start an email band. Don't know. Anyway, point is verse 3. So his verse 3 is an action plan, right? So we've established that he's in the endless plains. There's a bird overhead, right? What else could we introduce? He's tried so much. His energy is zapped, right? So, what would he do? First off, I think he would be every time. Hang on. What I'll do is I'll play. Yes, I'll tell you what I'll do actually, which I think is a bit more logical. No, definitely. I realised that we went on a long tangent, so I'm gonna play the Misery song in full to the best of my ability, and then for the verse 3 we'll just make something up, and then we'll finish it off. Right? So it wasn't the tuning, it was the capo. First one. There's a melancholy bird in the sky that watches me. It notes down every mistake. Notes down every mistake. I try to forget that it's there as I go through my daily cycle of stress. It knows that I'm gonna faint. It knows that I'm gonna faint. And then it sees me and I wanna wait until I can breathe. That's not how it works, you know that, so I keep trying. But it will swoop down the knee to your flesh, it will tear you limb from limb. keep your eyes ahead. Don't try to look up into the sky. Miserable, it won't get better. Lying there, you'll stare at the wall, hoping it does something at all. And you know that you're better than this miserable fool who won't admit the truth. Nothing wrong at all. Gotta scroll back. There's a sense of malaise all over the endless grey landscape. And I've got a bucket of pain, and I've got a bucket of paint. I force a rainbow to shine over me, and I absorb the light and pass the colourful haze, and still make out the grey. That's when I realised that I would be here for eternity. Unless I could escape, somehow it would not be easy. The bird is overhead, he's watching every move that I make. I think I'd take him by surprise, I think I could win. Miserable, you won't get anybody, and they all stare at the wall, hoping it does something at all. There's a sense of malaise all of the landscape. If it ain't the truth, there's nothing wrong at all. Now we're going to make up verse 3. It all feels like a Jenga block, and every time I move, it will not give me hope, it will not let me move. And every time it seemed like I was endlessly gone, it would not return, would not return. And every time I know I will be here until I'm gone, and I will never leave, and I will never leave. And every time I see your face, it will make me tear apart. And every time it knows I'm part of every conspiracy. Every time that I think your face will slowly have a view, I see you again in the light, every clear view. Trying to make it the words of this, but it's quite a bit harder when you're trying to make them mean something and follow a melody. Miserable. Hold on, I forgot the bridge. Hello, Mr. Magpie, where's your lady wife? Why do you watch me all of the time? Miserable, it won't get better. better lying there, you'll stare at the wall, hoping it does something at all. And you know that you're better than this miserable fool who won't admit the truth. There's nothing wrong at all. So I was trying to make some words up on the spot because I've realized when you make stuff up, right, it tends to work better because it's in the moment, isn't it? Right? I wrote a song, sort of for Lydia, right? And when I recorded it, I just made the words up, and the words came to me quite fresh because I love her and all that, right? And then when I went to try and like turn it into a proper song, you know, I had to write out my own lyrics. I couldn't just sit there and just do the word. These are the words to the song, right? Again and again, right? I couldn't just make it up when I'm actively fucking recording it into a microphone, like doing a proper setup. So I tried to write some words, right? And I'm trying to get across, you know, how I feel and stuff. And through the metaphors, I mean, I only wrote it in about half an hour, but I looked back at the metaphors and I was like, fuck, that metaphor there could be interpreted in this sort of way that's completely opposite from what I actually mean, right? You know, that kind of thing. So it's hard writing from the perspective of typing something down because you're not living it. You're essentially doing a memoir, right? A fiction. So when you do it in real time, bird is overhead, he's watching every move that I make. If I step 1 foot out of the line, I'll surely be dead. The bird will swoop down and eat your flesh, it'll turn me limb from limb. Every time I know your ways, I'll hell into your sin. The final chord, the one that brings the song to a stop. For some reason I instinctively raise my eyebrows. It's a... because it's different, isn't it? Bit jazzy, isn't it? I feel like after this, it's just going to a fucking jazzy bit. I need to stop having my mouth gaping open while I'm playing. That's and maybe the element of surprise is what the whole song's about, because we're trying to take the abstract into something. Yeah, in the original recording, that's not how it ends. That whole thing goes into like a 5-minute long prog section with a load of sections, right? Like, it goes like that, and then it comes back to that A and G thing and fades out with a guitar solo. But I actually think you're right. It should end with that. I don't want this to be a fucking 20-minute, like 15-minute long prog odyssey anymore. I think this should just be, because that's originally how I wrote it. I think it should be like a 5-minute simple song, you know, like a short song that's only like 5-6 minutes. So I know that's still kind of long, but rocky pitch bent synth keys. I would love to do that, but I don't have one of those. Be kind of sick though. I'm imagining like, yeah, exactly what you said, pitch bent synth keys. In the third verse, do you want to refer back to something in verse 1 and 2? So you make a good point. So we're telling a wee little story here about a miserable bastard, right? And the metaphor is there's a bloke walking along the endless fucking, plains, right? It's just grass as far as the world can see. And it's kind of yellow grass. It's not particularly nice grass. There's no landmarks. There's nothing. No clouds in the sky. Nothing. Just flat everywhere. No animals. Nothing. Apart from there's a falcon, and he's up there circling around you wherever you go. Right? He's always in the air above you, right? Or somewhere near you, right? And you're walking along, right? And anytime you make a decision or you step out of line from your usual self, right? You get pushed, the bird swoops down and eats your flesh, right? That's literally the word. The bird will swoop down and eat your flesh, tear you limb from limb. So keep your eyes ahead and don't try to look up into the sky, right? That's basically saying don't aspire to anything like too big because you'll fail, basically, is what it's saying, right? There's a melancholy bird in the sky that watches me and notes down every mistake. I try to forget that it's there as I go through my daily cycles of stress. It knows that I'm going to faint, right? So it's what are the name of predators that only eat scavengers? That's it. It's a scavenger, right? Because that's what happens in life, is that you try something and you fail and you get beaten down, and then it's you that starts to start beating yourself up. You become your own worst enemy. So that's how I'm trying to. It's like a duality. That's the word. Little bugger, I'm getting the racing drone out and fighting back. Okay, that doesn't quite work for the song. Yeah, pretty much. Stay in your lane, don't get big-headed, essentially. But I feel like there's a balance between that. And, because obviously you don't like people who are big-headed, right, or anything like that, right? But at the same time, you don't like someone who doesn't try. Someone who doesn't take a risk ever, So you don't want that bird over you that's keeping you prisoner. So the bird is essentially keeping him prisoner. And in verse 2, right, he's trying to do things, right? So he's got a bucket of paint and he's painting over the grey landscape, right? It's not working. He forces a rainbow to shine, right? Absorb the light, but past the colourful haze, I can still make out the grey, right? So, it's like he's trying to do stuff and it's not working. And that's when he realizes that the bird is the problem, right? But obviously the bird is literally just him. So I think what should happen, right, is he should kill the bird, right? And yet it's not like the world becomes colourful or anything like that. It's still just the same, right? So we're going to quickly do a verse 3 where he kills the bird, right? Bird is the word. All right, so. Every time that I think that I'm done with my endless psychopath, it comes back and haunts me until I am lost to grasp. Nearly had someone there, but I had to go and ruin it. With my pretentiousness, it will be unsunlit. Every time, yeah. So I'm just trying to. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Bird will swoop down and eat your flesh. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bird. I think I'm going to have to do it in the first bit. There's a melancholy bird in the sky that watches me. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. A bird in the hand, bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. A bird in the hand is worth. Is that a saying? I feel like I've heard that somewhere. A bird in. bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. It means it's better to have something certain now, even small, than to risk losing it for possibility of getting something better that isn't guaranteed. I mean, it's sort of like, oh, what's the whole thing? You know, say you're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you've got £500,000 and, you know, you're sort of 50-50 on the answer, but you don't have the 50-50 anymore, right? You lost that lifeline. So you could go for that 50 million. Yeah, I get it. All right, I like that. I'm just trying to think how I can make it work. Maybe at the end. So, you know. You know that you're better than this miserable fool. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. I do like the saying, and it does reflect the song as well. Bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. See, what I don't know is why would I want the bird in my hand? Yeah, he is afraid to go big. He's afraid almost of his own success in a way, isn't he? Because you can eat it, right? I was thinking, because I looked at it and there was a picture of like a live bird. I wasn't thinking like a chicken or something. It's kind of like saying you can't have your cake and eat it too. Obviously not meaning the same thing, but it's as sayings, they work in the same kind of way. Hello, Jesse, by the way. I kind of like that. It's kind of fun. Anyway, I'm going to try another one where he kills the bird. Finally crafted. It's not fucking Minecraft. I was about to say I finally crafted a bow. Fucking hell. I have accidentally started playing Minecraft again. I haven't played in about 8 years, so you know things are bad, right? There's fucking axolotls and stuff in it. I don't even know what's going on with that game now. I saw someone refer to the Endermen as being classic Minecraft, and I remember when they came out, they were the new thing. So to me, them being called classic is fucking freaky. It's like saying, I don't know. Do you know what it's like? It'd be like when people say The Matrix is a classic film, you know? People, you know, who are like in their 40s or 50s, that's got to fucking annoy them if someone says The Matrix is a classic film. You know, I'm not commenting on its quality. I'm just literally saying from its age, right? So, yeah. So, think I've got a weapon to kill a bird in one hit. I think I've got a weapon to kill the bird in one hit. He could. I like that. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird in one hit. Think I've got a weapon to kill the bird with one shot. Something like that. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird with one shot. Just have to. I just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. Oh, I kind of like that. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird with one single shot. I just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. I feel like take should be 2 syllables, so if I was Japanese I could do take aim, but I can't. So Hang on. He kills it, but it becomes two Fantasia styles. His problems. These are such good like ways of developing the story. That's two completely different ones. I can only really pick one. I can't use Astros and we used to be stoned. I was about to say we best to be wand. Actually, it probably is be best to be wand. We used to be wand. Not what am I about? It's obviously we used to be stoned. Anyway, yeah. What was I fucking typing? Oh, right. Take aim. Synonyms. I'd like someone that has aim. Just have to. And maybe I could just. And I just have to take aim. But take, the word should be 2 syllables. I just have to take aim. Yeah. Just have to take aim. Just have to take. Ooh. Just have to take aim. No, I managed to make it work now, so I don't even need to change it. This is what I do. I get caught up in syllables and stuff. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird with one single shot. I just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. Then it will come at me with its fangs and its fangs. Just have to take aim. Just have to take aim. The bird will come at me with its claws. These coming right. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird with one single shot. Just have to take aim. Just have to take aim. The thing is, the way that I'm saying it, take aim, it feels sad. So it almost feels, to me, it feels like he doesn't want to do it, right? I just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. And if I ever become a top fucking, like, you know, I'm playing the fucking Red Rocks or something like that, or the ballroom, electric ballroom in Camden. If I'm ever playing that sort of thing and I get to like age 75 and I have a big fucking choir behind me and playing this song, right, I'm going to make sure that I don't fuck it up and start doing take aim like fucking David Gilmour doing Comfortably Numb. There's some things that happen, right, when he does Comfortably Numb. He just sings it wrong, right? I have become comfortably numb. It's like that. But in later ones he goes comfortably numb, like that. He needs to stop. Anyway, rant over, right? I like, yeah, you're right, he feels like he's forced to do it. I'm imagining him almost like killing, you know, like he's you know when people would run away in World War One and they would put them against the barracks and shoot them. It's like that a little bit. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird with one single shot. I just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. Ooh. Astro, that's good. That's poetic. That's good, that. Yeah. So I think what would happen is the bird is coming down, right, and he's taking aim, right? But he doesn't shoot. And the bird is swooping towards him, but it doesn't kill him. Whereas in previous ones, like, he does little things, right? Like he breathes wrong and the bird fucking comes down and fucking murders him, right? And then later on, he's pointing a gun at the bird, right? The bird's about to swoop down and it doesn't. It stops right in front of him. Yeah. Just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. The bird is coming at me so fast, it's coming at me. Yeah. It's flying down to me so quickly. And quickly rhymes with thee. So I'm happy with that. Flying down at me so quickly and his claws are outstretched. So I feel like fucking with the rhyme scheme on the third verse is kind of fun because we've established the rhyme scheme at this point. So it's fun to throw a few birds in the fucking soup, isn't it? So it's flying down at me so quickly, his claws are outstretched, and he will soon be. Got him in my sights. No, I don't like that. I just have to take aim. He's flying down at me so quickly, his claws are outstretched, and I have to. I don't think. I have to take his life. I have to take his life. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird with one single shot. I just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. He's flying down at me so quickly, his claws are outstretched. I have to take his life. I have to take his life. And every single day, you know it's never gonna stay quite the same when I kill. Yeah. So bird comes down to meet me face to face. Bird comes down to meet face to face. Something like that. Bird comes down to meet face to face. Nah, it's shit, isn't it? Bird comes down. Bird stops riding its tracks. The bird stops riding its tracks in front of me. The bird stops riding its tracks in front of me. The bird stops riding its tracks in front of me, and it's just saying, it's not going to say anything. Bird stops riding its tracks before me. Stares. Glares in on my face. I do think, yeah, the eye contact thing. I'm trying to get it to that point through the narrative. So the bird stops riding its tracks. The bird stops riding its tracks before me and glares right into my face. Let me just. Then it sees me and I wanna wait until I can breathe. The bird stops riding its tracks, but bird stops riding its tracks before me and it glares into my face. Yeah. See if that's the bird stops riding its tracks. Right there and the bird stops riding his tracks. So close and glares deep into my eye. So the third verse having a different cadence, also fitting for the story. Since the guy breaks through the trodden path, we're getting to the art of it now. Perhaps describe the guy squaring up, looking with one in the eye. Yeah. I Watch the bird from my iron sight. I watch the bird from my iron sighted. Oh, it's kind of annoying because it's seen. I watch the bird from my iron sighted scene. Seem to show weakness. No, not yet. Seem to slow down. Stop right in its. Watch the bird from my crosshairs. Is iron sight a real term? Okay, I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't like a fucking. It's another good one. Crosshairs gun. I've never fired a gun, so. I think it would be an iron sight, innit? If it was a gun, right? If I'm doing that, right? That's iron sight, isn't it? What I'm doing there. This my iron sight, isn't it? And crosshair, because I'm seeing crosshairs, and crosshairs is like when you look for a sniper rifle, and it's like the crosshairs, and that's yeah. Yeah, I watched the bird from my iron sighted, seem to slow right down. Stop right in its tracks before me. For me. Look. Oh, yeah. Would sights apply to like a bow, an arrow? Because to be honest, originally I imagined a bow, but I'd stepped away from that because I ended up thinking of fucking Minecraft. So then I imagined it being like, a standard like shoulder rifle sort of thing. So sight. If I got you, like, what's the thing? I've got you in my sights. It's like that, isn't it? Hey, Leo. And thank you very much. We're currently writing a new song called "Miserable Bastard." We've managed to get a fair bit of it written. So far the story is there's a bloke walking around an endless field and there's a bird swooping overhead, right? And anytime he steps out of line, it fucking swoops down and fucking tears into his flesh, right? So he tries. I've got you in my sights. Yeah. Why don't I do that? Yeah. I've got you in my sights. That's, yeah. I've got that. It's so obvious, isn't it? Got you in my sight. Then it sees me. I've got you in my sights. It seems to. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Got it in my sights. Yeah, because I feel like at this point it should be more of an intimate thing between, because so far we've never described the bird as you, right? But we have seen you in the chorus, right? And I've always kind of thought that the chorus was from the bird's perspective. So this helps join it, doesn't it? So this is perfect. Got you in my sights, you seem so. Got you in my sights, you look so determined to kill. Nah, it's not that good, is it? Got you in my sights, you look so determined to kill. But your eyes grow wide when you see. You see, really gonna shoot. Stop right. perch in front of me. Why is this guy so miserable? It's a good question, actually. Honestly, I think it's trying to describe an abstract feeling of badness. So it doesn't intrinsically, it's not about like a specific event happening. Like, you know, he's going for a breakup, he's lost his job, whatever, right? It's not like worldly things. And it's more, you know, that intrinsic depression where nothing's actually wrong and yet you feel bad all the same. And you know that you're self-aware about it all, and yet that doesn't help. That's kind of what it's about. So in this third verse, he's trying to take action, right? He's trying to do something about it. So I like determined in your eyes. I'm trying to use that. And I've got you. So I've got you in my sights. You look so determined to kill. But your eyes grow wide when you see I'm really gonna shoot. Perch in front of me and glare so. And glare so. No, perch in front of me. There was something that someone let's pull the talk. Perch in front of me and me. And the deep. Yeah. I'm just trying to. Yeah. Perch in front of me. As he cocks the hammer back, the bird braces to attack. They weren't bothered. Fuck. Do you know what? I'm actually it's mad because I know like people have stopped me and stuff in the street, and I every time it happens, I think, fucking hell, I've only got like 60,000 subscribers. What's going on? But at the same time, because I'm very tall, right? I'm about nearly 7 foot tall, so I already get stared at a lot anyway. And since I got popular on YouTube, it's been a double thing of like, are they staring at me because I'm tall or because they recognize me? And I still can't figure out the difference in the look. I will figure it out though at some point. You perch in front of me. Me eye to eye. Yeah, that's good. Perch in front of me, eye to eye, and look deep into my eyes. See I'm really gonna shoot. Oh fuck, I've already said that. Yeah. Perch in front of me. This song, it's in. I do like a bit of theory, but whenever a capo's involved, it fucks me up. So I think it's in C minor. No, I think it's in B minor. Sorry. Because I've tuned this down, so and that's yeah. I think it's in B minor. Yeah. What was I gonna do?
so determined to kill, but your eyes grow wide when you see I'm really gonna shoot. You perch in front of me, eye to eye, look deep into my eyes. Obviously I can't keep that. Perch in front of me, eye to eye. Did you have a change of heart? Cock the gun back and watch as you fly. Their eyes meet, the bird sees that he needed to see, the boy needed to see it as well. I've semi got something, I just need to make it work within the rhyme scheme. So, got you in my sights, you look so determined to kill, but your eyes grow wide when you see I'm really gonna shoot. You perch in front of me, eye to eye, have a change of heart. Cock the gun back, watch as you fly. Watch as you fly. Cock the gun back, watch as you fly. Off into the distance. Yeah. Something like that. Cock the gun back, watch as you fly. Off into the sky. So it's something like this. I think I've got it now. Let me know. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird with one single shot. Just gonna have to take aim. I just have to take aim. He's flying down at me so quickly, his claws are outstretched. I have to take his life. I have to take his life. I've got you in my sights, you look so determined to kill, but your eyes grow wide when you see I'm really gonna shoot. You perch in front of me, eye to eye, you have a change of heart. I cock the gun back, watch as you fly off into the sky. I need to do that bit again. Perch in front of me, eye to eye, have a change of heart. I cock the gun back, watch as you fly off into the sky. And then, yeah, I think I've got it. Yeah. Perch right in front of me, eye to eye, have a change of heart. Cock the gun back, watch as you fly off into the sky. Yeah. Think it's done. Now I just want to see if my bridge works with it. So I'm gonna do just verse 3. Fuck it, should we do the whole song? Let's do the whole song. So this is now the whole song. Technically that's wrong now, so there we are. Okay. Now I just need to figure out how I'm gonna get it all up on one page, just because I'm having to do it on a computer. There we are. Ow. Scratched a spot or something on the back of my head. Right. Okay. I'll try and get it so you can see the chord thing. There we are. So this is the whole song. There's a melancholy bird in the sky that watches me. It notes down every mistake. It notes down every mistake. I try to forget that it's there as I go through my daily cycle of stress. It knows that I'm gonna faint. It knows that I'm gonna faint. And then it sees me and I want to wait until I can breathe. But that's not how it works, you know that, so I keep trying. The
will swoop down the knee to your flesh, it will tear you limb from limb. Keep your eyes ahead, don't try to look up into the sky. Miserable, it won't get better lying there, you'll stare at the wall, hoping it does something right on. You know that you're better than this miserable fool who won't admit the truth. There's nothing wrong at all. The stream is still working, right? Okay, cool. I lied. That's a response to X Dooney. I'm back. So as the instrumental. Now some words. Verse 2. There's a sense of malaise all over the endless grey landscape. And I've got a bucket of pain. And I've got a bucket of paint. I force a rainbow to shine over me, and then there's all the light. Past the colourful haze, I can still make out the grey. That's when I realised that I would be here for eternity. Unless I could escape, somehow it would not be easy. A bird is overhead, he's watching every move that I make. If I could take him by surprise, I think I could win. Miserable, it won't get better lying there, you'll stare at the wall, hoping it does something right on. You know that you're better than this miserable fool who won't admit the truth. There's nothing wrong at all. Now verse 3. Think I've got a weapon to kill a bird with one single shot. I just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. He's flying down at me so quickly, his claws are outstretched. I have to take his life. I have to take his life. I've got you in my sight, you look so determined to kill. But your eyes grow wide when you see I'm really gonna shoot. You perch in front of me, eye to eye, you have a change of heart. I cock the gun back, watch as you fly off into the sky. Now which, hello Mr. Magpie, where's your lady wife? Why do you watch me all of the time? You're better than this miserable fool who won't admit the truth. There's nothing wrong at all. Yeah, so that's the song. I'll tell you what, even with just words and like a small instrumental section, it's still 6 minutes. So, and in this, what we've written here, I haven't included space for the solo I want to include. So I'm trying to think where the solo should go. I think the solo should go before verse 3. because it's almost like a statement, you know, of change. So yeah, I think the solo should go there. We'll say, yeah, that'll do. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy with this song now. It's telling a solid story. All right, Leo, have a good rest of the night. Well, enjoy your bed and sleep. Definitely email me at officialmorrisonfilms@gmail.com, and because I want to collaborate with more people. I'll tell you what, if people want to, we've already started a collaborative element to this song, because obviously being a miserable bastard is a universal trait. We should do this more. This is what I want to do with the email band. I remember my first ever girlfriend had a gay best mate, and he always used to say that to me. He always used to say, you look like Jesus. And I mean proper stereotypical and all. So, yeah. So that could be another thing we write a song about. Hell yeah. So everyone, if we want to do this, then the best way, I'm still grabbing people from emails. I've been a bit out of it lately, as you can tell from writing a song about being completely fucking miserable. I have been quite miserable, and being quite miserable, you don't tend to get a lot done. So what I'd say is, how do I type something? Fuck it. officialmorrisonfilms@gmail.com. I'm part of the band, email band. Email band. There we are. That's done. So it's just don't really bother about the poll part, but the main point is that so you see here, yeah, officialmorrisonfilms@gmail.com, right? Well, to be honest, I mean, the last video I did on this channel, like real video, is basically saying I'm not going to do it anymore, but I do want to carry on. And I think I need to do more than just the big idea videos that will probably happen once every couple months. I want to do more small videos, but about new topics a little bit. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do new videos, maybe one a week, but each one will be better. So yeah. Good rest of the day, Leo. Anyone that I don't know if it's easy to get, because for me I'm on a phone, so it looks like officialmorrisonfilms@gmail.com. It kind of looks like that. Also, I know you can't actually see me because it's sat bang in the middle, which I'm not like particularly bothered about. I'm not someone who's, and to be honest, I mean, if I was a faceless YouTube channel, I'd be fine with it. I wouldn't do but because I do videography and shit, you know, I've got to have cameras, and I'm the only person knocking about that knows everything in my head. So yeah, I couldn't really do faceless stuff because of the videography side of things that I enjoy. So yeah. Also, I enjoy getting out in the world and doing weird shit. I'd like to do more stuff like the dress video, but it's too cold for anything like that. Maybe a new experiment. We'll try something. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, we've written a song. We've had a bit of a Q&A. We've had a strange shoelace fetishist come in. It's been a good time. Showed you my record collection. I'll tell you what, this is probably the best stream that we've ever done. So yeah, I'm glad I did this. Do you know why I partly did this? Is that for the first time, I went 24 hours with not a single new comment. And I was like, fuck, I really like the comments. Shit. I like seeing that I've engaged with people and all that sort of stuff. So it's fantastic. I've made a bunch of videos too. Been playing in a band for at least 20 years. Been looking for fun new projects. Being trans, I loved the video. Thank you for that. It was a fun video. That like, I'm glad that I went for it, and you know, I'm glad that people are taking something out of it, because I mean I knew what I wanted to say with it, but I did kind of worry that I think one person commented it, but I was kind of worried that it would kind of look like, being trans is easy. Look here, I can do it. You know, I was worried that was what it was going to come off as. So I'm glad that people got what my intent was. So I'm dead happy that people are, and because all the comments on that video, people seem to really like that. I don't really know how I would follow it up though. It's not because my whole attitude with it is just like live and let live. Like, you know, some people are straight, some people are gay, some people are cis, some people are trans. It's just, you know, it's just a not personality trait. It's part of who you are, isn't it? You know, the same way that, I don't know, I don't really want to compare it to, I was about to compare it to some people like Star Wars, some people like ET, but it's obviously more than that. But it's along the same lines. Point is just, you know, as long as someone's a decent person, that's what's good. That's what matters, you know. As long as, you know, you get on and you enjoy their company, doesn't matter what's on the outside, right? Because it's on the inside that matters, and that. Hence, part of the song, you know, being a miserable bastard and stuff. You know, it's all about what's inside, and what's on the inside is kind of rotten. At least I feel like it is. So I'm trying to show that maybe it isn't nearly as rotten as you might think it is. I mean, I might do something because I like. What I like, right, about the bridge, the "Hello, Mr. Magpie, where's your lady wife?" That's a saying that means quite a lot to me. I can move it. Oh, I can't. It must have been an experience for you. People do just tend to move on pretty quick. Yeah, like it, because I've done other sort of, not, you know, like things in public that draw attention, and I've never, you know, at first it used to scare me, right? But when I did a series called Phineas King, and I had to go up to people and basically act like a fucking mentalist, right? In real life, that kind of taught me that, like, I'm forgotten no matter how mad I might be in the moment, right? You become a funny story told by someone like 10 years down the line, but they don't remember who you are. If they met you again, they wouldn't remember you for that, right? So it doesn't matter, right? That was what I like about being in, but that's what made me be able to do stuff like the dress video. To be honest, my main worry with the dress video wasn't me being in the dress; it was the guy filming it, if he'd be up for it. Because, you know, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of comments saying well done to him, because, you know, he's doing a fucking good job, isn't he? That's a hard thing to film. I should go film. Like, do you know what? But London Borough of Kingston is good, because in Kingston, the council basically says you don't need a license or a permit or anything like that to busk. So there's fucking buskers all over the place in Kingston. So I might go to Kingston and just piss about. I've always sort of avoided the idea, because every all the ones I've seen have either been someone just sort of noodling generically over, which, to be fair, I do anyway, over backing tracks, or they do it more sort of like that sort of thing. They go a bit more hard with it, or it's someone for saxophone, or some weird instrument, isn't it? So, yeah. Basically, with this series, it's taking the abstract and trying to make it concrete. I like the word concretify. I think I've made that word up. But concretize, apparently. Apparently the word is concretize, but I prefer concretify. So something abstract, vague, or theoretical into something concrete, specific, tangible, or definite. Turning ideas, plans, or concepts into solid realities or details. I just realized I'm reading the fucking AI overview. Yeah. Well, you've helped concretify Astro, and I'll tell you what, you should probably get a writing credit for this, because, I mean, the entire third verse is it's got like you all over it. So if you want like a credit or something like that, or you want to be in the band, email me and just let me know how you'd like to be credited. Actually, why don't you just comment how you'd like to be credited, and I can just put it at the bottom. Or you might want to use your name. So I don't know. The point is that, you know, I mean, you're the one that came up with so many of these ideas, like the idea of the fucking, you know, the fight with the bird and the outcome of that. You know, the only thing that I did with it was turn your messages into like rhymes, essentially. That was quite a hard part, was trying to figure out how, because I knew exactly what you were saying. I was just trying to figure out, yeah, send me an email. Definitely. Maybe send it with like, I don't know, some sort of screenshot that proves that it's you, just in case some other person tries to do the same. One of the 8 other people. Yeah, you don't have to do any of that actually, but you get my point. You know, that way I know it's you for definite. But yeah, because I think you deserve a credit for the third verse. Aye. But I mean, it's a collaborative element. This third verse wouldn't exist without you, Astro. That's the point. It wouldn't exist. You know, the story could have gone a totally different way. I mean, the old verse 3 is fucking garbage compared to this. So, yeah, because originally I think I lost the plot, and like now we've taken the plot and made it, you know, a full film. You know, now we've got like the Return of the King, the final bit. So yeah, what am I getting at? Anyway, I just realised it's about 10:30, so I'm probably going to wrap it up now. I'll leave it up for a wee bit, just so that if anyone wants to grab the email, they can. I'm going to check my email. I need to respond to more emails. Yeah. Did I spell it right? Official Morrison. Oh, it was the auto. It was the auto thing, wasn't it? Yeah. So definitely was spelt right. So yeah, I'll probably close it out with a wee bit of music. Do a different one that I've been sort of pissing about with. This one's called Volvic Water, but Lydia doesn't want me to call it that. She's right in that, but I can't think of anything that sounds better than Volvic Water. It's the same to me. And then I took a sip. And then I took a sip. Volvic Water. It's the same to me. And then I took a sip. And then I took a sip. Volvic Water. It's the same to me. It's the same to me. I do recognise that I use the same strumming pattern a lot. But some with dub notes and stuff like that. But it's fine. I could do one at one point as well. That's one, and then this is the river. You could literally just overlay it on the same thing. out of tune. That's another one we got to do. Lydia's probably not in the chat anymore, but Big Word. That's the song for Lydia. It's my serenade or serenade. If you go on SoundCloud, if you find a song called Another Word, yeah, because her name's Lydia, so Lydian. Like when I first met her, that was my attempt at a flirt, was saying that. I'm not much of a ladies man. It sounds wrong, but also I can't sense anything. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna log off. So yeah, expect some new videos. I'm gonna say expect a video maybe by this time next week, something like that ish. That's my goal. So yeah, thank you very much everybody for watching this. Take care. Bye bye. I'm trying to look into the lens, Shard, because you're distracted by your face, you see. Yeah. Well, what's your project? Yeah, I can get rid of this now. Can I move it? No. That's gone. Oh, it comes into there. Ah, well. Let's you know, good luck with it and tell us about it if there's anything that we can do, or if you want to do it solo. I understand that. Famk, we're kind of wrapping it up, so we're not really talking about anything in particular at the moment. Earlier we were writing a song called Miserable Bastard about a bloke who walks around the desert and there's a falcon knocking about over him, or a vulture or something like that. And basically it's a metaphor for essentially self-sabotage and being scared of your own success. So he breathes wrong and stuff like that, and the bird will swoop down, fucking tear him limb from limb, and just like eat his flesh. And then when he actually stands up to the fucking bird and points a gun at it, right, or a weapon of general vagueness, points that at the bird. Bird swoops down, stops right in front of him. He's like, not bad, and then fucks off. Right? That's basically the song. Again, I'm gonna have to do it quieter. Oh, shit, I've got to put the caper back on. And yeah, we can. I'll stop the stream after this. There's a melancholy bird in the sky that watches me. It notes down every mistake. It notes down every mistake. I try to forget that it's there as I go through my daily cycle of stress. It knows that I'm gonna faint. It knows that I'm gonna faint. And then it sees me and I wanna wait until I can breathe. But that's not how it works, that, so I keep trying. A bird will swoop down and eat your flesh, it'll tear you limb from limb. So keep your eyes ahead, don't try to look up in the sky. Miserable, it won't get better lying, they'll stare at the wall, hoping it does something at all, and you know that you're better than this miserable fool. You can't admit the truth, there's nothing wrong at all. There's a sense of malaise all over the endless grey landscape. And I've got a bucket of paint. And I've got a bucket of paint. I force a rainbow to shine over me, and I absorb the light. And past the colourful haze, I can still make out the grey. And that's when I realize that I will be here for eternity. Unless I could escape somehow, it would not be easy. The bird is overhead, he's watching every move that I make. Think I could take by surprise, I think I could win. Miserable, I won't get better lying there, I'll stare at the wall, hoping it does something at all. You know that you're better than this miserable fool who won't admit the truth. There's nothing wrong at all. I think I'm gonna put the solo before the second chorus. First we go, I think got a weapon to kill the bird with one single shot. Just have to take aim. I just have to take aim. It's flying down at me so quickly, his claws are outstretched. I have to take it life. I have to take it life. I've got you in my sights. You look so determined to kill. But your eyes grow wide when you see I'm really gonna shoot. Perch in front of me, eye to eye, you have a change of heart. I cock the gun back, watch as you fly off into the sky. Hello, Mr. Magpie, where's your lady wife? Why do you watch me all of the time? Something at all. You know that you're better than this miserable fool who won't admit the truth. There's nothing wrong at all. Definitely can't be the last song on the album because I want it to resolve maybe into the next song. I also want to include this somewhere. I kind of liked it more quiet than loud. You can have either, really. I suppose that's what works with it. I want to stream my runs. How do I get to my first 50 subscribers? I mean, I don't know what you mean by runs. So, to be honest, it's already. I think. I don't know. I don't know how you get your first 50 subscribers. I don't know how I got my first 50. I got them in like 3 days. I genuinely don't know where they came from, and then more piled on until I got to where I am today. But I'll tell you what, even if you get your first 70,000 subscribers or whatever, it's not going to solve your issues or anything like that. You're still going to be the same person, you know. You get recognized when you're walking around sometimes, and sometimes if you're really, really, really down, you're scared because you're scared someone will recognize you when you're really fucking miserable, and you're like, oh shit, what if they catch me like in a bad moment, and like this is their only interaction with me, and then they think that's like what I'm like all the time, but I'm not, and then they, it's like the whole sort of thing, like, I don't know. That's my point. Is that yeah? But I mean, I feel I don't know. Make good videos because you want to, not for a desired outcome. If the videos are good, the subs will come. Panopticon, panopticon, panopticon. It's a good word, but I don't know what it means. It's an architectural concept for an institutional building featuring a central tower that allows a single guard to observe all inmates. Oh, that's clever. There's something interesting about having, like, with the way that I do videos where I basically talk, like, pure, like, unscripted and all that sort of stuff, is that, I mean, I've got hundreds of hours of videos at this point. I certainly can't go sifting through it to see what I like and what I don't, and I don't want to take down videos that I don't like or anything like that. So, it's just a case of, like, I mean, I know if I make a video, if I say the wrong thing or if there's something I need to cut out of a video, like something like that. But generally, you sort of. Well, I was at a party, right? And I was someone asked me what did I do, and because I accidentally said I worked in video, and then they started asking lots of questions, and I kind of had to admit I'm a YouTuber, and then they started asking more questions because they're really interested. Like, oh, that's so fascinating. I'm like, it's not, I work in a pub. I'm not like anything special. I probably make less money than you. She was a doctor, so she's actually doing good in the world and stuff. And I know I get comments and stuff that saying that I do good in the world, but like, she's doing, I don't know, she does operations or something, but it's certainly a more noble feeling profession. I mean, I met a YouTuber that no, this isn't my day job. My day job is being a bartender. Well, technically that's my night job, and I do like making videos during the day because it's daylight. So technically it is my day job, and my pub job is my night job. But realistically, it's the other way around. But the point is that I spoke to a YouTuber who's actually about 10 times larger than me, so he is able to do it as a full-time thing. And he's got a couple employees and stuff like that. So he's made his own little business. He's got merch and everything like that. I met him for a beer. Really nice guy. And basically, I remember at one point I said to him, like, do you ever get that sort of feeling of embarrassment when you have to say, like, when someone asks what do you do, and you have to say, oh, I'm a YouTuber, particularly if it's like your nan or something like that, or like, like your uncle or something like that, you're a bit sort of embarrassed about it because, it doesn't sound like a real job. And he said, I've got a workaround for that. I just say that I work in video content creation. Fucking sounds brilliant, doesn't it? On a CV, video content creation versus YouTuber, doesn't it? So yeah. Earlier I was watching a video about Super Mario Maker. Apparently the speed runs of that, and I was watching this video. It's like Summoning Salt sort of thing, and he basically at one point said, "Oh, this streamer went for 8 hours," and then said they had to go to bed. And I'm like, "Fucking hell! I've done this for 3 hours. This has been the longest one. I don't know how they do it for hours. I mean, every day is." Yeah, I mean, you really don't want to get fancy about it if you do like philosophical discourse. Yeah, no, exactly. And I mean, I've got about, I don't know, probably about 500 hours worth of. No, I made a playlist at one point, and I think all of Jonny Mozza's Lessons in Confidence is now longer than Breaking Bad. I know that much, right? So it would take less time to watch Breaking Bad than to watch every Jonny Mozza's Lessons in Confidence video, which is freaky to me because I like Breaking Bad, and I remember watching it and being bored at series 4, and I still think it's one of my favorite drama series. But I'm liking House, you know. House is quite good. It's about as well written as something like that can be. Although series 5 kind of fell off a cliff in terms of quality. It just series 5 was nowhere near as good. I feel like series 6 is picking up a wee bit, but I don't know. Like they're sending him to like a mental institution, and he just comes back and forth, and it's just like, ugh. It's freaky. It genuinely is like, but the thing is, most of it doesn't get any views anymore. So it's the newest video that gets views. So my goal is to get. That's why this year I want to do more like focused content that will have more long term sort of progression in terms of views. I want something that someone could watch 6 months down the line rather than like a daily update type thing. Because I mean, I've got one video that gets me something like 40 quid a month, and I think if I had 40 videos like that, right, then that's a full-time job just from those videos, right? No, even 10. That's it's more than the dole pays, so that works out. And then that's proper, passive income from those videos compared to Universal Credit, where you got to go into appointments and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, probably we'll finish this off now. Do you think about film? I'm writing my first feature. Yeah, do. I'll tell you, if you go on this channel, look up. I can't remember what it's called. The Forest for the Trees, making of a Sheffield psychedelic. If you type the making of a Sheffield psychedelic, does that actually come up? It does. Yeah, it does come up. I'm happy with that. It's the first thing. And then Jerry Cinnamon Campfire Vampire Sessions at Lo-Fi Studios with 443 views. And then a BBC sketch was right about Jimmy Savile. Okay. Yeah, what's your first feature film about? To be honest, it was one particular video that I watched from Joel Haver's second channel that got me into doing all of this. And I like Joel Haver's approach to music and to film and everything like that. And yeah, he's definitely one of my inspirations. So if you like this kind of thing, check out Joel Haver. I know he's got like 2 million subscribers, but like he's got the attitude of a channel with like 50,000 subscribers, but he's got 2 million, and I like that. It doesn't feel corporate. I don't think he's had a big scandal or anything yet. So, not that time might not tell, but anyway. See, I never quite got into his animations. I like what they are. What's called transmogrifying? Oh shit, that's the name of the film. I thought that was like something I said. Transmogrifying. Transform in a surprising manner. I like that word. Jesus Christ.
Transmogrify.
Yeah, it's a good word. Solid word. And it's an art house drama with a narrative that's based off of my real life, and it's split into the registers by Lacan. I'm sorry, I don't know what that means. Oh, psychoanalyst and psychiatrist. So let's see. I'm just having a wee scan of him. Continental philosophy, cultural theory, critical theory, feminist theory, and film theory. So if he was knocking about today, he'd be a wee bit of a lefty. Is basically what I'm getting from this. He'd be like the Ben Shapiro types would be sort of going, you're all right, Jackass Khan, aren't you? Yeah. But I mean, he's probably quite good, isn't he? Yeah. I mean, film theory, that's fantastic. You know, and feminist theory, I mean, knocking about in 1920 and stuff, that's pretty good, you know. So he's probably growing up around the time of, women's right to vote, all the protests around that probably shaped his mind, you know. Portraying the mother less as loving and nurturing, presence in the infant's world, than as a whore who abandons the child to a higher bidder for her affections, while Judith Butler, philosopher and gender studies scholar, reworks those notions as drama, gender performativity. See, all of this is trying to concretify what we've been talking about generally. Just having a wee look. An interview. Reading psychoanalysis while grieving and writing this film. Okay. Its framework occurred naturally in the wake. Okay. It does sound really, really interesting because it's the real, the symbolic, and the imagined. Is it kind of like the fountain in that way? Because that's sort of like there's a real bit, there's a little fantasy bit. I looked up after the fact. People tried to say that the fountain is apparently like it takes place in 3 timelines, but they're fucking wrong. He's writing a fucking book. It's part of the book. It's so obvious. It gets on my nerves. It's like that's sure. Obviously, film is an interpretive medium, but come on, it's not 3 different timelines, and it's not complicated because of that. Right? It's complicated because I've not seen it in 10 years. Yeah. Right. It's just inspired by the framework in the sense that the movie happens in the real, the symbolic, and the imagined. I do like that concept, particularly how are you going to portray the real, the symbolic, and the imagined? Because from our point of view as an audience member, it's hard, like instinctively, everything is all free all at once. It'd be like, I don't know. Trying to, no. I was about to say try and swim a marathon, but that analogy doesn't work. It's an analogy I've wanted to use for a wee while, so I kind of made an excuse to use it. I probably should head off actually because I'm starting to get a wee bit of a headache, and I got a massive headache yesterday because I stayed out quite late. I'm normally someone who's back in bed by about like 11:30. But at this point, I was out until about 2 a.m. So, yeah. Was that yesterday? Fuck, it was. What? Give The Fountain a watch. You'll either love it or you'll hate it, right? But it does sort of sound like the same sort of thing that you're talking about. So, yeah, I would recommend The Fountain by Darren Aronofsky. I remember liking it, but I don't know if I'd like it as much anymore. I do really need to go because I actually now need to go to bed. Originally, I was just going to play the song and that was it, and then make myself some tea and then go to bed. But that's not going to happen. I'm just going to go to bed now. So it's kind of better anyway, really, because it means you get less calories and that. I go to the shop? No, I didn't, did I? Yeah, send me something on Instagram. That'd be good. Yeah. Good luck. We used to be stoned with your song, and oh shit. Yeah. Okay, I'm on 1% now as well. So, right. Take care, everybody. I'll try and do more little live streams. I know we're going to be 3 hours long, but I'll try and do more wee live streams here and there. I'll try and do some out in the real world. That'll be fun. I've got 50 gig of data I need to use up. I'm only going to get that until about April, so. Yeah. Right, take care, everybody. Bye bye.